it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 5. We got a bonus match this week. Having a ton of fun with this deck with the Aetherworks Angels. I think this is an acceptable hand. It allows us to get all of our sources with the Attune. Can kill off any early aggressive card like the Toolcraft Exemplar with the Harness Lightning. And also allows us to dig. So that will be the game plan. Need the other white source though for Gisela. Go ahead and grab a mountain. And it's going to be a 4-color aggro, which is, it's pretty popular these days. The Vessel, I think we need to Harness Lightning. I'm trying to figure out which one is proper to kill. With the, I actually could Tormenting Voice just to try to hit another. No, we can do that next turn. So the blue is usually in here for Reflector Mage and for Ceremonious Rejection. So I'm actually going to kill off the Toolcraft Exemplar. And just leave back the Scrap Heap. And hopefully we can stabilize. I'm not running like Kozilek's Returns, so this is pretty rough matchup. The whole reason I went against that, first of all, we're not running Emrakul, but second of all, these aggro decks are few and far between now, with U-White Flash and Green-Black Delirium being incredibly good matchups against them. So I have a couple of options here. We can go Vessel or Tormenting Voice, or both. I think that's actually the stronger play. So we'll go the Canopy Vista, and we'll go Tormenting Voice, get rid of a Forest, and then that allows us to go Vessel. Gives another Harness Lightning if we can get to that point. Didn't find us what we needed for the green source, but that gives us next turn a Harness Lightning and a Vessel. So the worst case scenario here is a Gideon. We're taking 5, going down to 9. We also didn't have any of our life gain cards this time around. It does look like our worst case scenario is coming to light. Not quite sure I can actually do anything. We will try with the Vessel to try to find anything. And it finds us the Hub that can tap for what we needed to tap for. But again, this is not going to be a decent... I think we just die no matter what, actually. So kind of a slow start. I don't have a lot of things I can actually bring in. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we go to 1. By killing off the Scrounger. Cultivator's Caravan can be crude. Should have played that first and I wouldn't have had any hope. But that's going to do it. Yeah, this is going to be a rough matchup. This is where the Kozilek's Returns really shine. I don't think we have enough interaction. I'll bring in the Natural States if I know he's running Scrap Heaps and Cultivators. So those will do very well. Tears do not need to come in. Linvala's do. So that is our one saving grace, is to try to get up to Linvala. And I also think that I need Chandras in this match. This makes it quite weird. I do still want the Giselas. Emerius Shepherds are still good. The Brunas, I think I still have to run them. So it's kind of an awkward list. I think at this point, then the Tormenting Voices have to come out. Possibly, yeah, Natural States are a must. Possibly something like Vessel just ends up being too slow. It does self-mill, and now I have no way to self-mill. I think that just Bruna, going down in Brunas is smart, and 2 Vessels. That way, Chandra actually might not be that great versus vehicles. I'm going to put back in the Vessels and 1 Bruna, so 3 and 3. And we'll submit this. So it's all about getting an Aetherworks Marvel into a Linvala. as soon as possible. These decks do have a hard time coming back from the Linvala unless they get the Gideon draw. The Linvala allows us to put out 5/5, 5 life, 3/3. They have to use a lot of resources to attack through it. Then it will stabilize us long enough to then assemble the Bruna. Bruna can get back Linvala, rinse and repeat. I think that's going to be our only game plan. I think this is going to be okay. It's awkward because I don't know what to go. Harness Lightning here for the Evolving Wilds, or I think we actually just go a green source for the Vessel. No, I need a red source because green, because the green allows us the Woodweaver. So no first turn play, which is, we draw a green, which I think is okay now. So Vessel is not the play. It's going to be Woodweaver. Which is a Smuggler's Copter, which is fine. And then now we can play the Vessel. And, well, the second Vessel. Gonna go ahead and crack it. And now we can take a Game Trail. This is awkward. I think we take the Aether Hub because both of those come into play untapped. And now we do have a Marvel that is close to cracking next turn. We could also go Harness Lightning, kill off the Smuggler, or keep it up for Smuggler's Copter. Opponent does seem to have slow-ish hand. We're down to a 20. So I have some options here. We can go Canopy Vista. We can keep up a Harness Lightning and crack or cast a Vessel. I don't know if I go for Aetherworks Marvel because there can be Fragmentize that can come out. I want an activation off of it. So the Vista, the Hub is fine. Yeah, we're going to go Vessel. That way we can Harness Lightning the Smuggler's Copter. We're actually getting close to just hard casting Linvala, which is perfectly acceptable at this point. Yeah, I think we're pretty far ahead. I think our opponent got off to dealing damage on turn 3 is not what the deck is going to be able to achieve to actually push through. Gideon, though, is definitely a great draw. And crew the Smuggler's Copter. I think I need to use it. And we'll be taking 3. Going down to a 17. And at least we had to crack a Vessel and a Woodweaver this turn. Don't want the excess Aetherworks Marvel. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'd rather take their just red source. And that way now we can crack the puzzle. And I'll probably do Linvala over Marvel, because Linvala actually threatens Gideon. We are taking quite a bit of damage here. We can negate 3 of that with the cracking of the Woodweaver. Our opponent does have a ton of cards in hand. And we are down to a 7. Another Copter. Alright, so it is going to be Linvala. which does give us... Really? He's gonna... Oh, and then License Disintegration. Yeah, it's a great card to have. See where our opponent decides to... Goes for the emblem. So it's Bruna or bust here. And throws out another Gideon. For another emblem? No, 2/2, alright. So we can block the Smuggler's Copter. Go to 5. And really what we need to do here is hit a Bruna off of an Aetherworks Marvel. I don't even think Chandra... Yeah, Chandra doesn't even do it. So I'm going to thin out first with the Attune. And just grab... I believe this we still need a red source. And then we'll play... Ugh, I shouldn't have played that. That was a mistake. That was a huge mistake, because now if I hit the Emeria... But we hit 3 Brunas, so that definitely works. However, we are still in a pretty awkward situation. At only being at 10 life with that emblem out, with Gideon coming in. Gideon can actually be blocked. Bruna can block Gideon. So I'd like to find like another Woodweaver's Puzzleknot. Even a Vessel at this point would be fine to draw into. Caravan is actually quite weak. Unless that last card in hand is another Unlicensed Disintegration. I think Gideon just needs to keep spewing out tokens. I could actually see the play of embling Gideon here. So, I hope we don't draw into a land. Harness Lightning is actually good here because we can kill the Smuggler's Copter. Do we take too much damage on the backswing, though, if I just attack in with Linvala into Gideon? So we cruise the Smuggler's Copter. No, we can block enough. So I'm gonna attack the Linvala into the Smuggler's Copter. Harness Lightning it in response. But I can't let Gideon just continue to activates Gideon. Cruise a Caravan. We kill a token. Block one, take 8, 9, 10. We can block another one. Depending on what our opponent can draw into. So, if not, if I kill Gideon and he just leaves everything back, crew, it's 4, 6, have to block both of those and take 3, 6, 7, 8. I think that we attack him with Linvala. Harness Lightning wasn't a terrible draw, but it also wasn't an ideal draw. Would have been another puzzle. I do have to use a lot of energy here. Opponent still does not have a way to activate the Scrap Heap Scrounger. I'm not going to play anything out of my hand. Make him play around. Yeah, thought that the Cracking the Clue was the route the opponent was going to go. And that will do it. So the top deck, Unlicensed Disintegration, regardless, won the game. And see what we would have drawn into, though. See what the next card would have been. Another Linvala. Linvala actually would have been very ideal. Linvala would have... so attacked in, it would have blocked with the Smuggler's Copter, most likely. And then we could recast Linvala, which would have given us another energy and 5 life and another 3/3. And that should have stabilized. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with this deck. I think the only thing that might be changed is the mana base. I don't think that we need to be that reliant on red. In fact, do we even need to go red? That's the question. I think Harness Lightning is probably worthwhile, and Tormenting Voice was pretty decent. But there might be some other options we could go instead of those particular routes. I'm wondering what maybe black adds to the field. If we go into black, you can hit Sorin off of an Aetherworks Marvel. Is that relevant? If we just go green-white, there's a few other angels where you go higher in the Emeria Shepherd and just higher in the plains, and then just take over the game with Linvala type thing. So I think the deck is pretty legitimate. I definitely feel free to comment in the comment section below. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.